Hey, what's up? Technologics here, and today we're going to be looking at the iPhone 6. Is it still worth buying? So the iPhone 6 was released all the way back in 2014, which was actually only a couple years ago. It was Apple's first dive into the bigger smartphone/phablet market, and it had great success as people were excited to finally have the bigger screen. It was a great move by Apple, and it actually caused a lot of people to switch from Android to iOS. It, like the iPhone 5, was made with aluminum, giving it a very premium feel, especially compared to many other plastic smartphones. It has Touch ID, like all newer phones, Apple Pay, which is a pretty nifty feature that allows you to pay at certain stores without even pulling out your wallet, and two size options. There's the iPhone 6 and the iPhone 6 Plus. The 6 has a very nice 4.7-inch Retina display with a resolution of 750 by 1334, as well as 326 pixels per inch. While the screen won't look as good as, say, the Galaxy S7 or even the iPhone 7, it's still pretty legit. The 6 Plus has a much bigger screen at 5.5 inches and a better resolution at 920 by 1080. If the screen is important to you, I'd definitely go for the Plus model over the 6. The camera is 8 megapixels, which is honestly not great, but not that bad either. It's decent in the very least. It can film in 1080p at 60 frames per second, which is again decent, but no 4K like some newer phones. But going back to the design, it's definitely a beautiful phone. I know I'll get flack for saying this, as I always do, but I truly believe you can't beat Apple in the design department. I mean, look at this thing. Amazing. Of course, other companies are making strides now in making their phones look better. The new Samsungs especially look really good with the edge and stuff, and some are even adopting the same color palette Apple uses. The iPhone 6 colors are pretty limited, but are still nice. There's gold, silver, and space gray. If you want rose gold, then you're gonna have to pay more for the iPhone 6s. The 6 has an A8 processor, which is a generation behind the 6s with the A9 processor, and ahead of the 5s with the A7. It's a very speedy processor, even today. If you get this phone, you really won't need to worry about speeds, as it's gonna run everything nearly perfect. It comes in 16, 64, and 128 gigabyte iterations, and I'd recommend the 64. This is especially if you take a lot of photos or download a lot of apps. If you don't, then you'll probably be okay with the 16 gigabyte, which will be much cheaper. The battery on the device is acceptable, but not amazing. It's really hard to put a label on how long it lasts, as it tends to vary from phone to phone, but I would think you'll be able to get a day out of it with moderate use without issues. So if you're taking a lot of photos or watching video or watching games or web browsing or whatever, it's going to drain pretty quickly. But if you're just, texting a bit and, just moderate use, then you should be fine. It runs iOS 10 and will probably be supported for the next few years without a problem. If you want to get a cheaper phone that you can keep for a while, this might just be for you. So now we come to the question, is it still worth it? The 7 is out. It's pretty nice despite the lack of headphone jack, so should you just dish out the money for that? My answer is no, don't get an iPhone 7. Not worth it, wait till next year. Rumor is that the next iPhone is going to be really awesome. What about the 6S over the 6? That's really a matter of preference and money, as the 6S has a better camera and battery performance as well as 3D touch, but it's more expensive and the phones are pretty similar. The 6 is priced at $300 to $400 US for the 16GB model, and that's quite a bit of money. The 6S, however, is quite a bit more, and the 7 is just ridiculous. The 5S is quite a bit cheaper, around $200 if you're okay with a smaller screen, but otherwise, this is the phone to get if you want an iPhone. So yes, it's worth the money. This, however, is my personal opinion, and you need to decide whether or not it's worth it for you. In conclusion, it's a good phone, fully supported, decently fast, okay battery, okay camera, and okay price tag. In general, it's not great, but it's still pretty good. It's a legitimate phone for the money, and I can't see having regrets buying it. In the end, you need to determine if you really need anything better than the iPhone 6. A lot of people always want to have the newest thing that comes on the market. Oh, the iPhone 7's out, I gotta go buy the iPhone 7. Right now, for the money, the iPhone 6 is probably the best iPhone to get, just because of the screen size, and the speed is really good, and it's still relatively new. So this is what I would recommend. I hope this helped. If it did help you out, please drop a like as well as subscribe for more content just like this.